These stories are more lined up in this edition of News Hour. Thanks for joining us. My name is Daphne Zainab Kamara. First on News Hour tonight, President Julius Maada Bio has declared 2026 the year of action during a presidential town hall held in Makeni. He used the platform to respond to questions and concerns from citizens on his administration's development programs ranging from feed salon to energy. The head of state also handed over the NACSA checks to women and youth groups and officially launched the Transforming Sierra Leone magazine. Margaret Senge reports.
It was his maiden town hall meeting in Makeni town since he got elected in 2018. President Julius Maada Bio once again exhibited his leadership quality by going down to the grassroots to get feedback from them on his development agenda programs over the last 8 years. The presidential town hall meeting attracted citizens of all walks of life who posed recorded questions to him on education, youth empowerment, synthetic drugs abuse, security, economy, inclusivity, and national unity. The president answered each question with facts and data. President Bio declared 2026 as the year of action. He spoke on difficulties and successes of his 8 years as president, noting that everything he has done was to prepare Sierra Leone for the future. He said he wants to be remembered as one that cracked the potential for national development.
I want to be remembered as the one who cracked that potential for unlock the potential we really need as a people. When we talk about Northwest, when we talk about Zimbabwe, when we talk about Susu, we see that they try to do plenty and cover plenty things there. Now because as a people, we potential, we don't reach it as a nation. And I'm happy when we talk about the fact that we divide ourselves along Northwest, West, South, East, and West. The day when we use the social capital we get as the people and act as Sierra Leoneans, the synergy way they flow will make everybody go respect.
Saidu Kamara from Ataya Base in Makeni was the first person whose question was played for the president. He asked if the constitutional review is national development or a strategy for the president to extend his term in office. President Bio replied that reviewing the constitution has been in progress for nearly 30 years, since the era of late President Kaba. He said it was time to put an end to it for national development and for the future of Sierra Leone, as many institutions, locally and internationally, had called for it reviewed. He said he had no intentions to extend his term.
Me, I don't change it because I want to extend this thing. I don't tell them about mistake. You don't come here before I don't know who I don't come back. So, I'm very transparent as to what I do in this country. What we don't say is that from time to time, this constitution, for make it be relevant, we need for the change from time to time. As a people, I know one from what we do. As people that we don't know what they for do. 30 years for change one document. That they speak say, we're not certain as to where we go. And that process, we don't say, I don't time, we don't just say, we the end of this time there.
President Bio described the free quality education as the biggest project of his government, removing the burden of school fees from parents.
Education, of course, we all know the importance of it, so I'm not going to talk about that today. And because we know say the small money we people they require for start school and for finish school, most parents they don't able, then we government, as tough and as expensive as it is, we don't take on that burden pre-primary, primary, and to the end of senior secondary education. And for we women, the young lady they wait to STEM courses, we don't extend until the end of university.
When asked about the ending of synthetic drugs in Sierra Leone, President Bio said his government's efforts are ongoing but could not cover everywhere at once. He called for citizens' collaboration to expose those who traffic drugs.
Government no get yard outside to see. The policeman that we are getting, they know they outside to see. The drug enforcement officers they will get, they know we put the outside to see. But I want to assure you, say, yes, the ordinary community, we know whether they sell drug, we know whether they bring drug, we know which side they put today, we know which side this day, everything. So the appeal where they appeal to now, not for just say government. Yes, we will provide the leadership, but I want for the sake of the generation, with ahead of the young people.
He also highlighted benefits of his ECOWAS chairmanship to Sierra Leone and underscored government's achievements in jobs, education and industry provided for Sierra Leoneans.
We now, original founding members of ECOWAS, we normally lead ECOWAS. We the shame, we the afraid. Then they say, no, we don't want to cross water. Here at they say, that I say what I cross for ECOWAS meetings in February. When I say for meetings in Salvador, that timidity we don't keep with, and we share them. Night at the break, and I don't crack and we need for continue for breaker. For men, we be respected. If I will say I'm from Sierra Leone, they're proud to produce your passport. You know the free. Now that make on the 19th, all the heads of state now West Africa, Bodin, Masaru,
Meanwhile, on behalf of NACSA, President Bio handed over symbolic check to 3 groups, including over 38,000 to women's group, about 34,000 to the young generation, and almost 6,000 to Adama Kamara, among others. The Minister of Information, Chernoba, explained the essence of the town hall meeting and its impact on national development.
He wants to show that he cares for the entirety of the country. He believes in what he has done, the record of his accomplishment, not just for Makeni, for everybody around this country. And he believes that Salome Pass well, that we have one country, and that we can bring the people of this country under one umbrella. So I think just by the selection of Makeni, His Excellency is signaling that this country is not about our political party differences. We know Makeni is not our stronghold, we understand that, but we know the people of Makeni are Sierra Leoneans. We know President Bio is their president. We know he has delivered, and that's why we believe it's also a very important district, one of the most important ones in the country. That's why we're here. That's why we're hosting this event.
Indigents of Makeni expressed joy for the opportunity to have the president to physically interact with them in their city.
I feel very good. This is the first time this is why they are attending town hall meeting. I really feel good.
For me, it's a great opportunity because this is the first time I'm attending any presidential town hall meeting. So I'm looking forward to have my questions being answered, even the questions I have in mind that I cannot explain or ask the president himself. But I'm looking forward that citizens bring forth these questions and I will have questions and answers to them.
Yes, this is the first time for attendance, and we are very much happy when this kind of thing happens because we don't need any water, we don't need to have various districts and other filter and other areas. So today we come Makeni, wait for Kanduaya, we are very much happy. The people of Bambali welcome the idea day, and a huge number of people turn out for welcome her and can attend the program and see wetin go can tell you wetin don do for the past 3 years of the governance, and we say go ask questions wetin no do yet, or wetin go on or wetin no go on. We go interaction session we can do it.
The town hall meeting addressed inclusivity, security, census, constitutional review, and unity among regions, with citizens including Fatmata Kuroma asking about rising price and Alfred Mansare on peace between the two regions. In another development, the president also officially launched the clock tower built by the Minister of Foreign Affairs Timothy Kaba, and launched a magazine titled Transforming Sierra Leone, produced by the Ministry of Information. For SLBC News, Margaret Senga reporting.
The Sierra Leone Labour Congress has called on the government to reduce the fuel pump prices, arguing that the recent adjustment does not adequately reflect the significant decline in international crude oil prices. Speaking on the SLBC Good Morning Sierra Leone program, the Deputy Secretary General of the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, Edward Y. Kamara, warned that the gap between international price trends and local fuel pricing continues to place financial pressure on workers, commuters, businesses, and households already struggling with the high cost of living. Here's an excerpt of Edward's statement.
When you talk of the fuel issue, we have 3 of our affiliate members union who have been in that committee over time, the motor drivers, the bike, and the keke, and they've been discussing. But this particular one, we've noticed that government was giving deaf ears to the demand or the call for the price to be reduced, noting that there has been a reduction in the world market. We follow that from 120, 110, 90, 85, and now it's around 72. So we were expecting government to have made their own reduction, because we are in agreement that when the price goes up, we expect an upward shift. So when the price is also coming down, we were expecting the same. So out of the delay, that's the reason why we decided this time to send a letter to the Minister of Trade, who is the key in that particular sector.
So, Mr. Kamara, now that government has removed two leons from petrol, and 5 leons from diesel, and you still have citizens, you still have the public saying that it's not enough, it's not commensurate to what was increased and what is happening now in the international world, especially now that the Straits of Hormuz have been opened by Iran, and the arrangement between Iran and that of the US, even though it's not stable. You wake up in the morning, you hear another story from US and that of Iran. But how often do you engage these stakeholders, especially when it has to do with the issue of bread and butter? Because the fuel is a commodity that no one lives without. You can't, because if you do not have a car, you have to use a public transport. You have to use fuel to do other things in your home. So this is a very, very, very sensitive commodity, and it has to do with the issue of bread and butter. How often do you engage them?
So to reach the decision for us to write government was out of consultation. And as you said, we are representing workers. And they are now saying this 2,000 reduction is significant. This 2,000 reduction is like they are provoking a situation. So we are waiting on them. As I tell you, we hope to meet.
When have you been scheduled for a meeting with government or any other stakeholder in this?
Well, unfortunately, after we sent the letter to the minister, we didn't get any acknowledgement from him, neither all those that we copied.
Up to this moment.
Okay. And then we met yesterday. Some of the leadership we met, and we're also planning to meet. Hopefully we meet and then we'll get the mandate from our members.
So what will you do if they continue to give deaf ears to what you're requesting for?
Well, I would say here that I was online with the communication minister yesterday, and he said that we should have waited for them. It's just a 2-week window. They are planning to do a review. They are studying the situation, the uncertainty. These are all words that we had from him. I am in agreement with him with regards to uncertainty, that we are not sure whether the fuel price will increase again, whether there's a tendency.
That was the Deputy Secretary General of the Sierra Leone Labour Congress, Edward Y. Kamara, calling on the government to further reduce fuel pump prices. Access to affordable credit facility remains a huge challenge for many people. This is particularly so for women in rural communities. Where there is access to loan facility, some women frequently find it difficult to repay the loan because of high interest rates. In Cambia and Potloko districts, Send Sierra Leone alongside its partners, including Trocare, has moved to address the problem with the launch of Shero Cooperative Credit Union. Shero, which stands for Sustainable Heritage for Empowered Ownership, is a community-based financial cooperative owned and managed by its members, tagged as People Helping People. Sori Kamara reports.
1, 2, 3, come on.
Established in 2025, the Shero Cooperative Credit Union is already boasting of 134 members in Cambia and Potloko districts. The initiative is also made up of 44 village savings and loan associations, VSLAs. The union also has as its most prominent member the Honorable Aminata Sise, Member of Parliament for Potloko District, who has contributed 50,000 new loans. Coming under the Power Projects, Shero is a community-based financial cooperative owned and managed by its members and operates on the principle of people helping people. The initiative is aimed at improving household savings and livelihoods, boost small businesses and financial inclusion, thereby reducing financial vulnerabilities in rural communities. Zainab Tawali and Mabinti Kabia, both from Rosar village, shared stories about the impact of the initiative on their households and personal income.
Shero has taken us out of the bush. We can now stand side by side with our husbands in the village. Rosar has constructed its first school and community center. We are also into agriculture, working alongside our men.
We say thank you to these organizations for they have made the women realize their status in their communities. Now I'm a proud member of my household because of the income I bring and contributions I make to the home. Recently, I was able to save over 1,000 leones in my village saving box.
Shero was praised by local stakeholders from the Deputy Mayor of Potloko City to the Deputy Chief Administrator of Potloko District Council. They lauded the initiative as a platform to empower women and overall development of the districts. They pledged their support to the initiative. The country director of Send Sierra Leone, Joseph Ayanga, said the initiative is meant to be with and owned by the people, one that will be able to withstand political and funding changes and help ordinary women build ordinary futures.
Shero Cooperative is more than a financial institution. It is a community built on responsibility, that we take responsibility in helping the less privileged, the farthest behind, those members of our society who are not able to help themselves. Shero is a movement of community and self-ownership. Meaning, when things are going wrong in the cooperative, we should not sit down. We should go and tell the management that this belongs to us, and we will not allow you to spoil it for us.
Access to affordable credit facility remains a huge challenge for many people. This is particularly so for women in rural communities. Where there is access to loan facilities, some women frequently find it difficult to repay the loan because of high interest rates. Suri Kamara, SLBC News, Freetown.
The Sierra Leone Road Authority (SLRA) has begun demolishing illegal structures along the Wellington-Maseka Highway as part of efforts to improve road safety, protect public infrastructure, ensure the free movement of vehicles, and minimize the risk of accidents, especially during the rainy season. Esther Susanette Bassi was with the team and now reports.
On what started as a normal day, sound of heavy machines echoed through the air as dust rose from the ground along the Wellington to Maseka Highway as bulldozers slowly pulled down illegal structures built so close to the road. Some people watched quietly while others stood outside their homes, seeing years of unsafe construction come to an end. This exercise is being carried out by the Sierra Leone Road Authority (SLRA) to improve road safety and protect the lives of road users. The authority says many people have built shops, fences, entrances, and other structures within the road's right-of-way, making the highway unsafe for motorists and pedestrians. Chief Engineer Road Reserve Division at the SLRA, Engineer Edwin Tommy, says over the years, these illegal structures have also blocked drains and water channels, causing flooding, damaging the road, and weakening its foundation.
So that's how it causes structural defect. And for safety issues, when the road is now blocked up. Filling stations will just build illegal entrances. It's a thoroughfare. A vehicle will be on high speed and he wants to run because he has paid money for it, which makes the sense of a toll road. So it means we will give them the ability or the facility to run. But when you cut them short by constructing those illegal structures, it causes safety issues on the road. So we want to deter that. That is why you see we have come to correct some of these defaults that we are seeing now.
The Deputy Director General of the Sierra Leone Road Authority, Engineer Van de French, said it was not the first time the authority has removed illegal structures, adding that people continue to rebuild in the same places. He stressed that the authority will continue to enforce the law to ensure order and safety on the country's roads.
To make sure we don't do the things that we are not supposed to do as far as the general public is concerned, because at the end of the day, this is something that is going to serve everybody. So there are certain things that are happening along these corridors that are not supposed to happen, that create problems. Then at the end of the day, we will not enjoy the infrastructure for as long as it's supposed to last. And this is a problem for us as a road management agency. So I just want to appeal to everybody to understand and to desist from interfering with the right of way.
The Sierra Leone Road Authority is now calling on residents along the Wellington to Maseka Highway and across the country to stop constructing illegal structures within road reserves. The authority believes that protecting roads, keeping drains clear, and respecting the right-of-way would help reduce road accidents, prevent flooding, and save lives. For SLBC News, Esther Susanette Bassi reporting.
Sierra Leone's Chief Minister, Dr. David Moinina Senge, has called on African countries to use technology and education to drive inclusive development, emphasizing that technology must promote equity rather than deepen inequality. Dr. Senge made the call whilst delivering the keynote address at the inaugural 2026 Yidan Prize Africa Conference in Dakar, Senegal, on the theme Unleashing Africa's Potential, the Role of Education in a New Era of Development. Highlighting Sierra Leone's education reforms, he said the free quality school education program has enrolled over 2.5 million children, distributed more than 3 million textbooks, and recruited and trained over 20,000 teachers. He also noted that digital innovations, including hybrid learning, the results checker platform, and the teacher AI chatbot, are improving access to quality education. Dr. Senge added that artificial intelligence can help identify undeserved learners, support teachers, and strengthen education planning across Africa. 5 years ago, President Bio made a bold decision to establish the National Early Warning and Response Mechanism Center, placed under the Office of the Vice President, with a goal to create an architecture that detects, predicts, and communicates impending hazards to promptly, timely, anticipated action. Against this backdrop, the center has launched its anniversary celebration, which coincided with the signing of an MOU with the Peace Commission to further strengthen its partnership. Ibrahim Samura was at the event and now reports.
Established on the 29th of June 2021 by President Julius Maada Bio, the National Early Warning and Response Mechanism Center has grown into the country's most important public institution to enhancing human security, peace, human rights, and detects and predicts crime and criminality, health emergency, and environmental issues, among others. Executive Director, National Early Warning and Response Mechanism Center, Frances Numa, said in the last 5 years, the center has recorded a number of achievements, noting the center was established by government in line with ECOWAS as a mechanism to detect, predict, and communicate impending hazards to promptly anticipated action.
As we celebrate this 5th anniversary, we are also celebrating Sierra Leone. We are celebrating ministries, departments, and agencies who are working very hard to ensure that the threats, the issues that we identify as threats, are being taken care of before they affect Sierra Leone. We have had several achievements. If you look in the sub-region, we came just 5 years ago. We have other countries who had established maybe 10 years ago, but I'll tell you, we are stronger. We are models worth emulating in the sub-region. We have had a lot of partners, international partners, coming to see what we have been doing. That in itself is an achievement. We are showcasing Sierra Leone's commitments to ensuring human security is enhanced.
Minister of Planning and Economic Development, Kenya Bale, said peace and conflict prevention are intertwined, underscoring the pivotal role the National Early Warning and Response Mechanism Center in the promotion of human security. She described peace as a cornerstone for national development, admonishing the management of the center to popularize the activity of the institution. Executive Secretary, Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion, Hawa Samai, said the Peace Commission operates to promote peace and social cohesion in Sierra Leone. Madam Samai said the Commission frowned at any threats to peace and national cohesion, stating her Commission, together with the Center, has been working in promoting issues around peace and national cohesion in the country. Minister of State, Office of the Vice President, Martin Tagawali, said as the Center clocks 5 years, celebrates vigilance, partnership, mitigation, and prevention. She catalogued series of achievements the institution has made in the last 5 years.
Over the past 5 years, Early Warning has produced 225 analytic reports, issued 19 early warning alerts, prepared 6 situation reports, and created more than 760 policy recommendations to support timely decision-making and early response.
The anniversary launch also featured the launching of the center's new logo and signing of an MOU with the Independent Commission for Peace and National Cohesion to strengthen collaboration.
In case you've just joined us, you're watching News Hour, coming to you live on SABC Television in Freetown. We continue with more stories. The Media Initiative for Climate Change and the Environment has partnered with the Freetown City Council and Land for Life to hold frank discussions on how to address climate change and promoting sustainable urban clean development. Emmanuel Williams witnessed the event and our reports.
Towards effective land management and sustainable urban planning for a cleaner and healthier Freetown was the theme of the event. The gathering was held at a time when climate change continues to pose serious environmental and health challenges to many Freetonians. Government officials, environmental experts, civil society groups and development partners converge here at FCC building to chart the way forward on addressing climate change and promoting sustainable urban development. They also discussed on improving land management, waste disposal systems, and urban planning strategies to address flooding, pollution, and poor sanitation in the city. According to the Deputy Chief Administrator, FCC Alassane Yela, one of the main challenges the council faces is the massive construction of houses in prohibited areas. He said the Freetown City Council has led several initiatives under the Clean Freetown campaign to improve waste management and environmental sustainability. Director and lead fellow of Media Initiative for Climate Change and the Environment, Martha Kabo, said the institution decided to partner with FCC, Land for Life organization, and others to sensitize various groups of individuals to manage waste properly.
To discuss about sanitation generally in the western area, both urban and the rural districts. What can be done to ensure that the western area is clean? So we are looking at land governance and policies, country planning, enforcement of laws, and compliances.
Partners including environmental organizations and advocacy groups also highlighted the importance of community involvement in maintaining a clean city. The symposium forms part of ongoing efforts to ensure sustainable urban development and build resilience against climate change in Sierra Leone. For SABC News, Emmanuel Williams reporting.
After years of dedicated service to the nation, the National Fire Force has honored senior retired firefighters. They were among the first batch of firefighters that laid the foundation for the institution. Julian Dubea witnessed the ceremony and our reports.
These 8 retired firefighters set the pace and standards for young and current staff to emulate in discharging of their duties. Their career had been full of working at odd hours, combating devastating blazes, rescuing the injured, and saving lives. So, the event here at the National Fire Force headquarters was seen as more than a ritual of medals and speeches. It was a long overdue acknowledgement of sacrifice, an opportunity to reconnect with families, colleagues, and the nation on their shared history of emergency response.
We fought together. I remember at TC Oil Terminal also, where many people lost their lives. These gallant fire officers were there giving their service to this nation. Today is a day when Sierra Leone honors you.
The organizers emphasized that these veterans laid the foundation upon which the present National Fire Force work was built. They said although the institution could not fully repay their sacrifices made, it was important to celebrate their legacy.
Today, we can say thank you in a way you can remember. To the families here, we also honor you. You supported these officers through night shifts, danger, and uncertainty.
For retirees, the event offered a real public reminder that their work shaped both the safeties of communities. Among those honored was Joe Santigi Kuruma, who saw his award as a surprise.
It is very unique and nice. Of course, I wasn't expecting this type of business to be. In fact, this award is very good, and it is the first of its kind ever since the election of the National Fire Force.
The recognition ceremony was more than a presentation of awards. It was a tribute to courage, sacrifice, and dedication. For SLBC, Julian Dumbuya.
Well, it's now time for our segment, and we start with the international news update.
It is a pleasure. Thanks for joining me. Hello and welcome to the international news, and I'm Yusuf Mosirensua. A prolonged and dangerous heat wave will intensify across a swath of the US this week, ushering in a scorching daytime heat and high humidity and stifling overnight temperatures, forecasters predict. Some 120 million people nationwide are under an extreme heat warning as Americans head into the 4th of July holiday weekend, the National Weather Service said. Officials are warning people living in the affected areas to limit time outdoors, stay hydrated, and ensure access to air conditioning or cooling centers. New York City Mayor Zoran activated a heat emergency plan with hundreds of cooling centers set to open across the city. The hottest weather will be in Texas, which will mostly hit fans traveling to and from the air-conditioned stadiums in Houston and Arlington. And now to Iran. The Iranian Foreign Ministry said in a statement that according to the Islamabad Memorandum of Understanding, the mine clearance work in the Strait of Hormuz will be carried out by Iran alone. President Emmanuel Macron has said that France and Oman have agreed to work jointly with partners to clear mines in the Strait of Hormuz to secure maritime routes. The Iranian statement said that the current regional situation is sensitive and complex, and that Iran strongly advised France not to further complicate the situation with provocative actions. The announcement of the two sides came amid heightened maritime security concerns through the Strait of Hormuz. At least 5 people have died and several others have been injured in a fire that broke out in a 10-story block of flats at Antwerp, Belgian police say. Thick smoke was seen billowing from the 8th floor of the building in the Linker-Over district. Police say more than 200 people live in the block and the bodies of a number of victims have already been found. Firefighters said they were going from flat to flat to search for possible victims, explaining that the smoke had spread quickly through the building, making it harder to evacuate people. And finally, the United Nations Development Programme has outlined several scenarios for the economic cost of the ongoing Ebola virus outbreak in the Democratic Republic of Congo and Uganda in its report. Aside from the human toll of the disease, currently 379 deaths have been confirmed by the World Health Organization. Its cost will also be economic. The epidemic will remain contained in the two currently affected countries, the DRC and Uganda. Uganda confirmed no new cases over the past week, according to WHO. If the disease, however, spreads to further neighboring countries such as South Sudan, Rwanda, or Angola, in such a worst-case scenario, the United Nations Development Programme also projected job losses reaching 328,000 across African continent. And that's all we have for today's edition of the International News. And I've been your presenter. My name is Yusuf Mosirensua. Thanks for listening. Back to you, presenter.
Up next is the entertainment update.
Hello and welcome to Entertainment News with me, Sulaiman Babature. In this edition of Entertainment News, we're going to take you through the FBC Bicentenary song launched by Magical Podium, a team of talented artists, students and ex-students of Fravic College. And now, indeed, the event was a success. The song, the Magical Podium released for the Bicentenary, Fravic College Bicentenary celebration, it has started and it will continue. This year, FBC is 199 years since it was established, and in 2027 it will be 200 years of existence. Activities are on and celebrations are on, event after event. The Magical Podium, a team of talented students and ex-students of Fravic College, put together their voices and released a song. It's out, and authorities appreciated the song and talk about plans so far in spreading the message and ensure that the song reaches the people.
As we approach our bicentenary celebration by composing this song, we are very grateful. That's why I decided to actually come in person. And I don't think whether we should stop at the bicentenary celebration. I think after this we can come together and see what other, innovation that we can come up with.
We are here this afternoon to listen to a song that's going to make a big difference to the celebrations. We are thinking about how do we engage students? Can we have a concert? Do you have connections with the entertainment industry? Let's talk to them. Let's have a concert, whether it's at the amphitheater or somewhere else, but let's have something that will bring all of us together, dance and enjoy ourselves.
Not only the authorities, also the students who came together and composed the song. We are delighted to perform the song before students and authorities. It was yummy. Let's feel the performance. It was energetic.
If you know, be know, then now you know. See for bed on the go, 200 years on show. If you know, be know, yeah, then now you know. See for bed on the go, 200 years on show. Oh, Frabe, now go keep on the low. Frabe, oh, Frabe, we the sing and make them know. Frabe, oh, Frabe, now go keep on the low. Frabe, oh, Frabe, we the sing and let them know. No sign no day, we sweet past FBC college no day, but we sit out there of learning.
So the raps and the singing was in English and Creole. The beats was influenced by Gumbe, some triangles, some djembe, which was influenced by Mbala music from Senegal, and the guitar was influenced by Congolese makossa, a little bit of solo guitar, and a little bit of Afrobeat in between, and love drums from South Africa, and we create something very energetic and fast.
Well, that's all we have for this edition of Entertainment News. I've been your presenter, Solomon Babaturi. Thanks for watching. Keep watching the SLBC.
And now to our final segment, the sports update.
Welcome along to the sporting updates that keeps you in the know. And by the way, my name is Abdul Kabir, and thank you so much for your time. Now, after almost 4 years of wait, the National Stadium is now ready for use for partial purpose. Well, our reporter Babatunde Gayalamin tells us more.
The Sierra Leone National Stadium is gradually coming back to life after years of rehabilitation aimed at restoring the country's premier sporting facility to international standards. The rehabilitation project, funded by the People's Republic of China at the cost of $40 million, commenced in 2022 following the closure of the stadium for extensive renovation works. The government of Sierra Leone have officially received the first phase of the project during a partial handover ceremony held at the Siaka Stevens Stadium in Freetown. The event attracted senior government officials, representatives of the Chinese government and key stakeholders in the sport sector, including Sierra Leone Football Association President Babadi Kamara and General Secretary Mohamed Benson Bauer. Facilities now handed over for public use include the football training pitch, basketball court, volleyball court and swimming pool, while rehabilitation work continues on the main stadium bowl, where individual seats and other modern facilities are being installed to meet FIFA and CAF requirements. Minister of Sports Augusta James Steamer expressed appreciation to the government and the people of China for their continued support in transforming Sierra Leone's sport infrastructure.
So the government and people of the People's Republic of China for generously undertaking this rehabilitation with their own resources. This project is a testament to the enduring friendship, mutual respect, and fruitful cooperation between our two countries.
The minister also commended SLFA President Babadi Kamara for what she described as the remarkable progress made in football development within a short period, describing him as a leader setting the pace for other sporting disciplines. Chinese ambassador to Sierra Leone, His Excellency Zhu Yong, reaffirmed China's commitment to supporting Sierra Leone's national development, saying the project reflects the enduring friendship between two countries.
National Stadium is the symbol of China-Sierra Leone friendship. At this handing over ceremony, I would like to share our joy with all Sierra Leonean friends who love sports and committed to China-Sierra Leone relations.
The partial reopening of the National Stadium marks a major step towards restoring Sierra Leone's sporting pride. Authorities say rehabilitation of the remaining section is progressing steadily, with full completion expected to return international football and other major competitions to the country's premier sporting venue. From the Siaka Stevens Stadium in Freetown, SLBC News, Babatunde Gaira Lamin reporting.
Now in the international scene, we flip our attention to the FIFA 2026 Men's Football World Cup, where France defeated Sweden to secure an exciting round of 16 position as well. And we saw the wonderful performance from the very many other teams in the competition. Well, a disappointing one for the Elephants of Ivory Coast as they bid farewell to the competition after a very difficult moment against Norway. We also saw an exciting and equally historic win for Mexico. You know, what a performance. And for Kylian Mbappe, he's now enjoying the moment as one of the top players in the all-time goal scoring list. Well, he's very young, and at this young age, he's performing wonders. Well, this report was filed in by our intern reporter, Alimami Conte. Ivory Coast FIFA World Cup journey has come to an end after a disappointing 2-1 defeat to Norway in the round of 16. The Vikings took the lead through Nusa before Manchester United winger Amad Diallo restored parity for the Elephant. However, Ireland struck the winner in the 84th minute to send Norway into the quarterfinals and end Ivory Coast's memorable World Cup campaign. Meanwhile, France cruised into the round of 16 with a convincing 3-0 victory over Sweden. Kylian Mbappe scored twice to take his World Cup tally to 18 goals in just 18 matches, surpassing Miroslav Klose to become the outright second highest goal scorer in FIFA Men's World Cup history. France will face Paraguay in the round of 16. Also, Mexico booked their place in the round of 16 with a 2-0 victory over Ecuador. The win sees them reach the 5th match of a World Cup for the first time in 40 years. Ecuador defender Nkape was shown a red card for covering his mouth while directing a comment at Santiago Jimenez, becoming only the second player sent off during the tournament's new misconduct rule. Mexico are now unbeaten in their last 10 World Cup matches and will either face England or DR Congo in the next round. And that's the sport, and thank you so much for watching. See you next time.
And now to end the news and main points again. President Julius Maada Bio has used the presidential town hall hall held in Makeni to respond to questions and concerns from citizens on his administration development programs ranging from feed salon to energy. The head of state also handed over the ANACSA checks to women and youth groups and officially launched the Transforming Sierra Leone magazine. The Sierra Leone Labour Congress has called on the government for further reduction in the fuel pump prices, arguing that the current adjustment does not adequately reflect the significant decline in international crude oil prices and as well does not in any way reduce burden on workers and citizens as a whole. And sent Sierra Leone alongside its partners, including Tocare, has launched the Shero Cooperative Credit Union in Cambia and Port Loko districts to improve rural women's access to affordable credit facility. Well, that's how we end this edition of news from the Sierra Leone Broadcasting Corporation. I've been your news anchor, Daphne Zainab Kamal. Have a blessed night. Good night. But before I step down, here's a public notice from Mohanad John D. Islamic Secondary School, Kisi Town, Koya Rural District, Waterloo. Applications are invited from suitably qualified Sierra Leoneans for the position of principal and vice principal in Mohanad John D. Islamic Junior Secondary School, Western Area Rural District, Waterloo, Koya Rural. Applicants for principal position must be a graduate from a recognized university or institution with a bachelor's degree in education or its equivalent with at least 8 years postgraduate teaching experience, 4 of which must have been spent as either a senior teacher or head of department or both at a government or government-assisted secondary school, and must be knowledgeable in computer skills. Application for the vice principal position must be a graduate from a recognized university or institution with a bachelor's degree in education or its equivalent with at least 4 years postgraduate teaching experience, 2 of which must have been spent as either a senior teacher or head of department or both in a government or government-assisted secondary school, and must be knowledgeable in computer. Salaries will be in accordance with the current grades and scales of revised salary structure for teachers in the Sierra Leone Teaching Service. Application must include name and address of and at least 3 referees, accompanied with the application curriculum vitae together with either supporting document. Application should be addressed to the board chairman, Mohanad John D. Islamic Secondary School, Western Area Rural District, and submitted to the board secretary principal, SSS office. The closing date for the receipt of applications is Thursday, 30th July 2026 at 4:30 p.m. Only shortlisted candidates will be interviewed. Well, that's the end of the public notice. Have a blessed night. Keep watching the SABC. Good night.